I've been sent a bunch of stuff. Again. And there's more. It's very nice stuff.
What's going on YouTube? My name is ADC Art Attack. His name is Bob. This is Larry. This is Slappy Duck. Likes to be slapped. And welcome back to a brand new episode of Professional Artist versus a Children's Coloring Book. This is the series where I take a children's coloring book and color it. Sounds exciting, I know. It sounds terrible when you say it like that. I promise it's exciting. That can't have been good for the table. Deadpool, no. Batman, maybe. Spider-Man, no. How to draw Pokemon. That's a video for now. This kind of looks like a coloring book. How to draw Pokemons to learn to draw. Huh? 50 Pokemons to learn to draw. Oh, that makes sense, actually. My English not so good. How to draw Pokemon. Now, what the heck is that? Now oh my God, this is gonna be one of those days. What is a swallet? I've never heard of a swallet. I don't know what a swallet is. What is that? Beware, beware! I feel like we could maybe double this episode of the coloring book challenge and take these images, redraw them, and maybe add a bit of a, is that group? And maybe add a bit of a twist. Now then, today's video is sponsored by Ohuhu, and they have expanded their range of acrylic markers. They sent me duplicates. I've got double of what I need. Resourceful. I'm really happy to see Ohuhu branching out a little bit more with their acrylic markers and diving into more varieties, which we're gonna be looking at today. I actually don't know what this is though. Let's have a look. Am I sick? Probably. So, acrylic paint markers. Okay, now I'm gonna quickly have a little look through these pens and have a look at the packs as well, because there is a variety of items here today. Ohuhu's made some big headway. As you can see here, these ones are fine and broad nibs. But when we look at these ones, we have brush and dot. Dot. So we've got brush and broad nib, fine and broad nib, fine and brush nib. Fine and brush nib is mwah, such a combination. I don't know if that's gonna be a good combination for acrylic markers, but for alcohol markers, you can't beat it. Very excited to try these ones. Oh, Ohuhu, you're stepping up in the world. No shaking required. I like that. This is a lot of markers, by the way. Like, look at this. There's 36 colors. I'm assuming they're all the same colors as each other. Okay, yeah. We've got the same colors here, just with different nib combinations. That's actually a really nice feature. I like that. I like the option to be able to do that. So if there is a nib that you gravitate towards, that's just beautiful. So well done, Ohuhu, for that. That's an incredible... Should I look at these ones first? No. I shall return to you in a second. Acrylic paint markers. So these ones come in a little case. There's 24 of these. Are they different colors then? Oh, there's no colors. Oh my, wow. Wait, some of these are, wait, what? I'm so confused. Oh, it's the same colors, but they gradually, yeah, so it's the same colors on the end. Oh, this is, Ohuhu, I like this. So we start with the same colors and we move inwards with each of the color. And I'm assuming that these ones will be the broad nibs and these ones will be the fine nibs. This is pretty genius. I'm sorry, I like this. So let's have a look at this one. And if my, oh, I love it. We got a little window here showing us how much paint is left. That is beautiful. Hello? Wait, what? It says warm tips. I thought they meant the tips were warm. I am so not okay. There is something so satisfying about watching these pens as you click them and get them started. I'm never not amazed by paint pens. They're just, I find them incredible. And we get an absolutely impressive range of colors as well. I really love the way that they're organized. It is so satisfying. Thank you so much for doing this, Ohuhu. I love the little carry case they come in. But now, let's open the other pack. I say the other pack, we have, there's so many pens here. I don't know how I'm going to examine all of these pens in today's video. We'll figure it out. Fine and brush nibs. I'm going to be looking at these ones for, ooh, that's fun. Ooh. Okay. Wow, is there more underneath there? Oh, there is. Okay, so these are dual nibs so impressed. Oh, that brush looks so good. This is gonna be my favorite. I just know this is gonna be my favorite. I'm a fine artist and I like to do things on a smaller scale, even with paint pens, which I know paint pens are not meant really for the small scale artwork, but for me, this is perfect. This is gonna open the doors to what I can do. Speaking of what I'm gonna do, actually, I've just realized something. I'm pretty certain I have a Pokemon coloring book. Pokemon, the ultimate creative coloring. Official product. Let's have a little look. Oh my goodness me. So we're gonna get one really, oh my God. I don't know what any of these Pokemon are. Oh, that's that bear what? Who bear? Oh my God. Werebear, Care Bear, Barry. This is gonna go horribly wrong. I already feel it. So I've decided to test the 24 markers first and on the how to draw Pokemon book first. Yeah, you're getting treated to a couple of things today. How exciting. This gives me a chance to do a little drawing and actually apply my own touch to these Pokemon that I have never heard of before. Starting with Hitmonchan. I've actually heard of this once. I'm kind of cheating a bit here. I know this Pokemon. I don't know much about it, but I know enough. So as I mentioned before, I'm getting Groot vibes from this Pokemon, so I'm gonna put that into this drawing. Starting with a plant pot. I don't know. This was actually a really quick and easy drawing to come up with. It didn't take too much work. It was just a matter of getting a standard sort of kickboxer. I don't know what Groot? I don't know what Hitmonchan is. Is it a kickboxer? I don't know. But it was just about getting a generic pose and making it a plant. If it isn't already. I don't know what that is. What is that? Now then, the Ohuhu 24 acrylic paint markers. I am in love with the separation of nibs, two completely different markers. It gives us more paint with each of the nibs we take preference with, without splitting that paint amongst both of those nibs. And a different casings per the size of the nib is actually a really nice touch. With the fine liner being a bit more precise, it has a smaller casing, and the large, did they call this one something different? Broad. The large broad nib has a chunky casing, which actually lends itself well to the larger design. Nice. I'm having trouble speaking. I've had dental surgery and words do not formulate too well from this mouth. They never did, but having dental surgery didn't help. Now I'm starting off with a larger nib for the base just to get some coverage, and while I am using paper today, it should be noted that these pens do work on multiple surfaces, but I am a paper artist, so we're gonna focus on that. And I really do love the coverage here. You can't really go wrong with these. Layering right up to and over the pre-painted areas for a super crisp line. It's smooth, and if it isn't, you can just double layer. But these are the pens I am here for today, the fine nib variants. For a fine artist, these are perfect and absolutely crucial for adding any details and getting in those areas the large nibs just can't. But that said, I would still gravitate more towards a brush nib, but that's the beauty of all of these sets available. We can choose any variant that suits us, and that's just amazing. Also, when you consider that these are some of the cheapest paint markers available, you won't really be breaking the bank too much to get all of these variants. And that's just one of the things I love about Ohuhu. They are cheap and they have amazing quality. Why did I do that? Now you might find you don't have all of the colors with this set, and that's fair. It only contains 24 colors. So if you do need a few others, the other sets we'll look at today offer you even more colors and in the nib variants that you're most comfortable with. For now, I'm just sticking with this pack, and who knows, maybe later I might go back to this piece and use some of the other colors. That's the beauty of paint markers. You can just go back to it whenever you want. I love that. That's super. But with that all being said, here are the results of my Hitmonchan group. Hitmonchan? I hope it's Hitmonchan. Well, all right then. Here are the results of my Pokemon/group painting. Nice, I like it. It's actually really good, to be honest. It's a nice little warm up. These pens, they're pretty fantastic. I really enjoyed using these. I love this fluff. These pens are really good. I actually really enjoyed using them, and I do love that. I really cannot stress this enough. I love the separation between the broad nib marker and the fine nib marker being contained within one within one collection. I don't feel like I'm losing out, I don't feel like I'm being cheated, and I don't feel guilty about using some of the paint in the large areas with the broad nibs and having the fine nibs suffer as a result of the paint loss. Yeah, this is a fantastic way of doing it. I like this. But now onto this monstrous page. I have no idea what these Pokemon look like, so I'll be freestyling this entire coloring process. And hopefully I do well. Oh, the Pokemon community is gonna be so mad at me by the end of this. I mean, I know what Pikachu looks like. The little guy's right there. Now I'm gonna be using these 3 sets, and the reason I'll be using the 3 is due to the scale of this piece. I'm gonna be needing the various nibs to make my life easier here, which is a huge plus for these markers, providing us identical colors across all of the packs. So I won't have any issues with any area. I might even dive into the previous set because these nibs are by far larger than the other ones, and hey, if they're available and I can use them, why not make my life easier? Yet again, I start with the base, just layering down the colors to get a general idea of where I'll be coloring. But I want to be careful here to keep in mind where things are, as this paint covers so well, and I will lose any of the line work. On the plus side, if I do lose the line work, I can pretty much do anything I want. Not like I wasn't going to do that in the first place. ADHD, but it's the thought that counts. I forgot what I was thinking about. But I won't get too carried away here because they cover a little too well, and I will lose too much. And I still want to be able to make a comparison of the start and finish by the end. And my plan here is to upscale. I want to start with the broad nib. It is the largest nib for the largest areas, moving into the fine nib for some of those extra details, and finally landing on the brush and the fine nib together for any line works or any extra details, perhaps any stroke marks that I want to lay. I don't really have much of a plan. We're just going to see how things go. That's the beauty of this series. Now I gotta say, these colors are beautiful. They're vibrant, they lay out wonderfully over each other, meaning I can pretty much feel comfortable and confident going forward, knowing that I really can't go wrong. There's always an opportunity to go back and undo or fix any area or any mistake that I may or may not make. That said, I really underestimated how long this is gonna take, because this is one of the most intensive books I've ever seen. So I am getting a little lazy here and cutting some major corners, utilizing some super free and simplistic styles here that actually lend themselves really well to paint markers. Looking fantastic from a distance and not so good close up. But that's okay, I never let anyone get too close. I legitimately have no idea what this bear is, and I don't know what color it is. I'm gonna go brown. That feels like a bear color. What is that? I've never seen this dragon worm thing. I'm gonna name it Frank. And Frank will be blue in my world. And the Pokemon community is gonna be so angry with me. By the way, can we just address the liner and control of these pens? And I don't just mean the fine nib, but also the brush. Granted, I am a pretty experienced artist, but I'm also new to this medium, and it feels pretty easy to jump into, even on the paper of a coloring book. And that right there is the Ohuhu quality. Nice. But there you have it, the results of my Ohuhu paint marker coloring book coloring in. How'd I do? Does it look good? I hope so. I tried, I rushed. I didn't rush, I just made a rushed style and I made it work. I love paint pens, they make life so easy. Especially these ones. Pokemon fans, did I do good? Be nice. How does Barry look? I gotta say, using these markers was an absolute treat. The variety we have here, the accessibility of these markers is just perfect. No matter what your style is, no matter what your preference is, there is something here for everyone. You can choose what you want, and I love that. That's just, yes. Thank you, Ohuhu. I want to remind you all that if you like the video today and you like the artwork that I produced using these markers, you can get these paint pens for yourself via the links down below in the description. I highly suggest them. I do recommend them. They are fantastic. I had a great time. You saw the results. You loved them, obviously. Like the video. Thank you. And check these out. And a big thank you to Ohuhu for sponsoring me. Thank you all so much for watching today's video. I do hope you enjoyed this episode of a professional artist versus a children's coloring book. I want to remind you to stick around to the end of the video for the outtakes, but of course, I'm going now. So you haven't got much longer to wait. I don't really have an outro. Bye! My chair is so squeaky. Why? Expanded their... That was a bit dramatic.
Is my table the right height? I think so. Yeesh. Ah. I've been recording for like 30 seconds and I've already just made chaos.
I just poked myself pretty hard in my eye. I just wanted to scratch it. Ow! That's the beauty of this. That's the beauty of this series.